Hello everyone, and today's video we'll be having a look at the latest weather conditions as we see the heat wave. The first phase of the heat wave passed today from Monday, but tomorrow we have still got a second phase of it coming along. But today we'll actually be moving away from that topic, and instead we'll be looking out in the Atlantic where we could see various low pressure systems and a thunderstorm risk developing over the next couple of days. We'll be looking at the GFS, GM and ECMWF run, so stay till the end for every info you will need just for your week's weather, or even beyond that into July if you do want to stick to the end of the video. I will be looking at all of these runs at the end of this video. However, I'll also be looking at the today's maximum temperatures. Now, you can currently see high pressure dominating the weather. Low pressure currently spins up from the Atlantic from Scotland, and then high pressure continues to dominate the weather, and then high pressure actually goes in from the Azores. Our first high pressure is here, moves towards the east if into Siberia, and then after that high pressure from the Azores moves in, but then look how quick this low pressure cuts through. We got a wall of low pressure, and before this actually happens, the temperatures are not that high already. But before this happens, a low pressure cut through, and again, we'll have a look at the Cape levels to see if there's a storm risk. No, there is actually not as much of a storm risk, even by because it's actually not bringing any moisture. It's coming in from the north, not coming in from the Atlantic. But those temperatures at that point will be around 20-21 degrees, not too hot, but definitely we want to be a tiny bit warmer into the low 20s or even mid 20s at least. Not too hot, obviously, to get a big heat wave like what we did today, but definitely want hotter weather. But continuing further beyond, high pressure dominates the weather more, and as we continue, low pressure spins up from the Atlantic, and after that, another low pressure. This low pressure, look at this one. This one, a mini feature, just touching Scotland there. Another big one developing, and then July, here we get an unsettled pattern, along with some more warmer air, but not talking about heat wave conditions around 24-25 degrees. Again, that's where we want the optimal temperature region to be around for this time of year. But the hottest really only gets is by those 800 HPA temperatures, which we only get around 10-15 degrees, if just touching the coast on the 15 mark. So quite unlikely to see another heat wave with the GFS run. But comparing that to the GM run, high pressure dominates again. Low pressure trying to dominate in that reservoirs there here, just towards the north of the Atlantic high, and then continuing, Azores high pulls and stretches towards the UK. But then look at this one again. This low pressure cuts through, and then look at this, a deep low develops around the UK, and those 800 HPA temperatures at this point again will not be very hot compared to the GM chart. And as we continue the run now, you can currently see high pressure is still dominating the weather, but just a bit further away towards the Azores. It is touching the UK kind of for the south. But as we continue, this low pressure, which was anticipated to spin towards the UK, has spun up to Iceland instead. So quite uncertainty on where that low pressure or whether high pressure is going to dominate or low pressure is going to dominate with the mixture between the runs. But those 800 HPA temperatures by the time will be actually not that hot again. Those two mean temperatures will really not even be that hot. 20-21 degrees maximum, look at that, 22-23. So again, colder than what we expected, but we still do again. Some people do want milder air. Now continuing last run, ECMWF run, see if it's gonna do anything good or not. But as we continue, high pressure again from the Azores dominates. This low pressure, quite confident this low pressure might cut through and just spin up. But as we continue dominating, high pressure will see You can see just going back to start the run. That high pressure, after that high pressure again, then low pressure cuts in again, and then after that, northerly breeze. Look at this. The other runs don't have that, but this run, it goes very, very cold, and those temperatures 21, 22 degrees again. For the north, barely even gets up to 10, 11 degrees. So what is that? You wouldn't even call that, I would say, not even summer if we see this. We usually don't see northerly breeze in summer, but again, if we do see this sort of pattern, could as well unfold like this into a very, very cold pattern. A high pressure will continue to dominate, and then again, this low pressure was hanging around Iceland. Again, it spins slowly towards the UK as a cut-off low. Not sure if this is going to be a thunderstorm risk because I actually can't see the Cape levels on this. But as we continue again, northerly breeze after that as it wraps down that low pressure. You can see again it brings even more cooler than average temperatures with highs of 20, 21 degrees, which is again, don't want that for summer. Definitely you do want something hotter, not as hot as a heat wave, but definitely do want something hotter. And it's actually quite an unsettled pattern today actually with most of the runs. So not looking good with most of the runs today. So still, hopefully this can change within the next couple of days and we get more of high pressure. But again, as we continue this later into this video, you'll find the maximum temperatures. In today's maximum temperatures, we actually got up to 34 degrees in Lakenheath Royal Air Force Base. The lowest one is 31.2 degrees by Briz Norton, but usually we don't see these today's maximum temperatures. Even on the top 20, we don't usually see this go up above 30 degrees, and it did today, which is again for me another giveaway sign a heat wave is happening, because you get more than 20 places having a heat wave. You get more than 20 places having over 30 degrees at the same day. So again, you quite confidently say that it's a heat wave, but you might need to count 3 days because for a heat wave to happen, it depends on your location, it depends on where you are. For London, it will be 28 degrees for 3 days or more. For around Scotland, it will be around 25 degrees for 3 days or more. So it does depend on your location whether or not there's a heat wave. But I think there's a heat wave thing. I think I have explained this too clearly. Some comments yesterday was kind of saying that there's not a heat wave. It actually is. If you go to the official Melvis website, then you'll see this. It actually shows what it is defined as an official heat wave was not. But again, they do start calling it heat wave, then I'll start calling it heat wave. But this is what their website says, so I think their website is official, so that's what I use. But today's maximum temperatures, just to take away from this, today's maximum temperatures will be around 34, 30, just around, I would say, just a bit lower than where I expected to be these maximum temperatures, but still hot. We still got amber heat alert. So it's still hot, not as hot, but still hot to what we expect tomorrow. It will be pretty much the same temperatures with around the low to mid 30s again. So again, hopefully we do see something better with the GFS, GM and ECMWF. Looks pretty unsettling with the runs today. Hopefully that's going to change tomorrow. But thanks for watching this video, and until the next time, goodbye.